It's been over a year since we got a new Doctor Who episode, and we just got the first of the 360th anniversary specials just the other day. With David Tennant and Catherine Tate reprising their roles, there was naturally a lot of hype surrounding these, but does it live up to the hype? Well, I'm here to answer that, and let's just get straight into the video. Now, I want to start out with talking about things that I genuinely loved about the episode, and the first of them is the title sequence. Now, I know a lot of people don't like it necessarily, but I think it was actually pretty cool. For some reason, it felt so Doctor Who, and honestly reminded me of the Jodie Whittaker era. I think that they're trying to keep that on purpose, because obviously Russell T Davies wants to make sure fans remember that that is official Doctor Who. That is staying, that's not going anywhere. And I kind of think that's a good thing. I think the cutting, like many people say, is a bit weird, but it doesn't bother me that much, and I still think it looks brilliant. They're clearly using that extra budget right here. Now, the second thing I really enjoyed was seeing the look of the show. Initially, I was hesitant. I didn't like it to start with, and it kind of put me off. But the more I got into it, I really liked the new direction. It felt just really cool. I don't know another way to describe it. Of course, we got the director again from Heaven Sent back, Rachel Talalay, but that doesn't take away from how good it is. Now, another thing that I actually really liked in this episode was the handling of having Donna's daughter be trans, because that can easily go wrong, and I think Russell T Davies nails it. I'm sure if you watched any other video from people that like this episode, they also agree it's done well. I think the subtlety of showing the bullying that happens is just enough that you see what they deal with, and you can see the frustration because the acting's great, and then also seeing the scene with Sylvia where she's saying, oh, I don't know what I'm doing all the time, I get these things wrong sometimes. I feel like that's trying to directly affect those who are trying to learn and adapt to this, and I think it's done so well. It shows both sides of it in a positive way, and I think it's achieved exactly what Russell T Davies wanted it to. Now, the next thing I really liked was the look of the meat. I loved the switch and how they did that visually. Everything about it was great. I think the villain itself kind of got tossed to the side later on when the Dr. Donna came around, but other than that, everything about the meat was great. Now, I also really like the TARDIS, and obviously that's something you'd want to like, and you'd hope that is something you'd like, and I do. It's very open, and I think seeing Tennant run around that like a little kid was awesome, and I also want to go and run around that like a little kid. It looked so fun to do, and I'm a little jealous. I like the whole vibe of it, and the changing colors is awesome, and it just really reminds me of how Peter Capaldi's TARDIS lights work, where they could go on and off, and it could be full blackout in there, and then they switch on randomly. And I am so hoping we get another scene, a bit like when Bill got introduced, where you walk in, it's all dark, and the lights go. They do that for Ruby Sunday. That would be awesome. That's one of my favorite all-time companion introductions, and we could see that with this TARDIS. Now, next, I got a few things I feel like I should talk about. They're not really overly positive or overly negative, just things I want to talk about, and the first of those being the sonic screwdriver. I don't really know what to say about this. I really like the resonating concrete thing. I think that's something that Sonic could do, and I think the scene to go along with it is hilarious. Them just running through the attic is brilliant, as well as the re-effects on it. It just looks great. But the thing I can't accept really is the Doctor being Tony Stark with a magical wand. He literally just goes and draws a rectangle, bam, he's got a hologram in front of him. Now, I know it's sci-fi, but I kind of like having at least some explanation, even if it is technobabble, just something. There's no explanation in this at how that works, and at least from our technology, we know there has to be a source of that, but no, it's just hovering in there. It's really weird. And then to go along with that, you also have the shields you can put up. I can't agree with it. I feel like it's going to cause too many issues later down the road. I feel like it should have been a different gadget maybe. Now, when we ever encounter gunfire in an episode, what is stopping the Doctor just putting a shield up and just holding one there? Like, nothing. There's no limitations set up in this episode, and he could just do that, and I'm not really a fan. If it can stop bullets, that's probably enough pressure to stop someone's feet or someone pushing. You could literally use this to build a house or even a stair up somewhere, and it seems to be turning into Fortnite, which I know a lot of things are, but come on. And the first of that being the recap introduction. It felt really weird. I mean, the Catherine Tate part was fine. It was alright, her just sat down on the laptop. I didn't mind that, but the David Tennant one looked really shoddy. I know you need it because it's the start of a new era and they've got to give this information to people, but there's just something about it where I was like, this just looks really weird. And low budget, which is kind of not what you want after hearing it's gone to a high budget show. Another thing I'm not sure on really is how they beat the meat, because on one hand I really enjoy how they explain the meta crisis and Dr. Donna not killing Donna, because I think the offspring, her child getting it, I think that's a really great explanation explanation. I feel like from memory in season 4, they said something along the lines that one human cannot handle this, so they gave 2, and I think it's a really great explanation of it splitting. That's how she ended up getting her name, obviously, because they're trans. It wasn't Donna that chose this name, she chose this name, and I think that was in itself a great twist, and all of that I think was handled perfectly. But the thing I don't like and I don't get is the ending, which Russell T Davies is basically known for, where an irreversible event happens but it's still reversed. Like, it subverts your expectations because it's ridiculous. And I don't like being negative, you know, everything else Russell does pretty much is amazing and I love it. But it's like the series 3 finale, I cannot get over. I just really don't like it, which is a shame because that is one of my favorite seasons. The ending just is not it for me. But it's one of those, again, you have the whole of London being destroyed and torn apart. They're saying that 9 million people are about to die, and you've got it where it's cutting in between the Doctor and Donna having these conversations, and the whole time I'm like, the people of London are dying and they're just having a conversation. Like, I know the Doctor doesn't want Donna to die, but any other situation he's going quicker than this if he's to stop it. But the Doctor knows it's just going to reverse and the splits in the ground are going to disappear. How does he know that? That doesn't make any sense why that would fix. So why is he assuming that? You'd think he'd get this done a lot quicker so it doesn't get to that point. And it's, again, like I said, a Russell T Davies trope essentially, where it just gets all reversed instantly, which I really don't like. And on top of that, why is there a random retractable wall in the middle of the spaceship? Like I said, I like how they use the Donna and the Doctor being split. Why is that retractable wall there? It makes zero sense. It is not practical in the slightest. Why is that ship built so there's just a wall that gets put down in the middle? I cannot think of a practical use of that, and if you can, please tell me in the comments, because I'm feeling like an idiot, really. I think this is definitely a solid start to the 60th anniversary specials, and to be honest, this was my least anticipated special of the 3, and for that fact, I think it definitely lives up to the hype. I'm still more excited for the other 2, naturally, because of the lack of knowledge we know, and Neil Patrick Harris as the toy maker is going to be awesome. But this episode was really solid, and it just shows how good Russell is. Unfortunately, that is all I have for today, but hopefully you have enjoyed seeing my perspective on this story, and I would love to know yours, so make sure you comment down below what you think, and I'm really interested to see what you have to say. If you have made it this far though, I'm probably right in assuming that you like or probably love Doctor Who, so why not check out my breakdown of the episode Rose, which is from Russell T Davies' first era and also his first ever episode he made. It's in a very similar style format to this video, so I'm sure you'll enjoy it, and thank you for watching.